Natalya, I'm so happy we're finally doing that.
Me too.
I was really insisting on doing that because I know that your birth story is very special and unique, and I really want people all over, you know, all over the world to listen to your story. So just to introduce you to what happened, Natalya gave birth without epidural. She made it without even asking for it, and I was amazed, you know. You can feel, you can know that she's having a contraction, you can feel that the intensity of the contraction she's having, but she wouldn't ask for it. And she never said, she never like even said, you know, I'm done, I don't want to do that. She was all the time smiling. And even while pushing, she was smiling with a, you know, a big smile on her face. And again, never asked for anything. So I'm just amazed by that because it's really rare. And I really wanted to know what happened and how you were able to do that, you know, really, because it's rare. So I want to know what was your internal thought, what were you thinking of to be able to do that? If you can please share with us.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much. First of all, for inviting me here. It's really a great opportunity. And the first thing I want to tell that generally the delivery and pregnancy and labor, pushing, like all the stages of delivery is a natural process. So understanding that many women in the world, I'm not the only one delivering without epidural, many ladies like without any medical intervention. So I'm not the only one. First of all, that's the
only 111, not only 111, but one of the rare people, you know, who usually do that, or one of the rare women, you know. We don't have a great percentage in Lebanon, really, to let you know the truth, you know. The percentage is very small, and usually sometimes people would say, I don't want an epidural, and then when they're around like 8 centimeters dilated, even 10 centimeters dilated, sometimes they would insist they want an epidural. Yeah. I understand, you know, it's with the intensity of the contraction and everything they're going through. Plus, pain is subjective, you know. So people, some of the women would say, you know, I can do it, you know. But you know, this is why I wanted to know what helped you. You know, what helped you to go through to the end, okay, without even asking for it. Because sometimes people again would say, I don't want an epidural, but then at the end they would say, you know, please give it to me.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. Actually, when I was sharing my intentions for the delivery here with local ladies, like women, like elder women, younger women, those who delivered before or now, all of them, they were looking at me and like saying, why not? Come on, go ahead for epidural. Are you a hero? Why are you behaving like this?
Yeah.
And to me, I was thinking, okay, I need to limit myself from maybe like these people, conversations with these people so far, and like for that moment, because I was thinking maybe the pain is gonna be big, but no. Afterwards, I was analyzing, you know, what I should do to stand at the position I was standing on all of my intentions to go naturally through the whole delivery process. Of course, unless there are complications that will make this point always. So I think there are, you know, 3 points that are so important to me and I think to many ladies in this regard. So the first point is why actually all the ladies, even before 5 centimeters, they rush to the hospital, for example, right? Or why they go for epidural, but they are like dilated 10 centimeters. Why? It's like you're almost there. So for me, the first point is the fear of unknown. I think this is the key and the major point for all the women. Like they are afraid of what will happen. They don't know what will happen next. They don't know. But for me, how you should eliminate this unknown? You need to make unknown as known, right?
Exactly.
Like how can you do that? You can do it through getting the knowledge, acquiring the knowledge, going to the classes. There are so many online sources. I got your classes that were really, thank you so much, they were so helpful. I got the classes from the Russian source, I told you, online also. They are really free of charge. You don't need even to pay for some of the classes. But it's so good when it's like not online, face-to-face. It's so important because you can really ask all the questions and really you can touch the issue, let's say. And be really sure and assured after these meetings, like private meetings, face-to-face. So to me, that was first point. I need to understand what's going on during the whole process of labor, all the stages of labor. Since it's natural, I was thinking so many ladies are delivering without an issue. So am I different? Why not? It's gonna be okay. So I decided to myself that knowledge is the best, is the first, and the whole process first. Then, like, understanding through this process of knowledge, I understood that contractions are friends, as we were talking. Contractions are friends, and most of the ladies, because of this fear of unknown, sometimes they are afraid even to know the information, to get the information.
They think it will make them more anxious, right?
Yes, more anxious, but it's not right. And instead of that, they go where? They go online, they go to check other, they read, I don't know what, like other stories of deliveries that are, most of them on internet are scary.
I know.
But it's so subjective, it's so subjective. Yes, sometimes really it's painful, there are so many complications during the delivery, but how to prepare yourself to make it smoother than it can be, let's say. So an understanding for me, it helped a lot, understanding that contractions are friends and you don't have to run away from them, you need to embrace them and run towards the contractions. That's really an amazing point. To me, it was the revelation, you know?
So happy you're saying that, and I keep on telling my clients, you know, that really this is how Natalya did it. She used to view contractions as friends, you know, and not as enemies. So she was not fighting against them, she was going with the flow, you know, like moving with the waves, surfing above the waves, because really contractions on a monitor are waves, you know. So it was really surfing above the waves and then going with the flow, and this is how it will be as smooth as possible, you know.
You know, one more point, like I love this page, I don't know, everybody in Lebanon maybe knows, no garlic, no onion. Balatum balabas. So the same here, you know, the statement is no contraction, no dilation. It was in my head, you know, all the time, because I was understanding that every contraction brings dilation. Every dilation brings my baby closer to me. And at the same time, the baby is also working, it's teamwork. So most of the time, ladies, they just forget that it's teamwork. They forget that there is baby who's also working with you. It's not only you, so egoistic, you know, think about yourself. Even myself, like I was thinking about myself in the beginning of the process, and I was like, sometimes like the wave was just shifting me to the side of myself. But then I was remembering, oh come on, there's my baby, I was talking to him, we will meet each other so soon, let's work together, this is the teamwork, let's, like one contraction, we're waiting for you, the contraction. Because I believe that everything starts from the head. And also to understand how to overcome the periods of like early labor, active labor, transitional labor, delivery of baby, delivery of placenta. Like first of all, you need to know all this process, because if you don't know, of course, so many unknown things will happen. So when you know this and you understand, everything is super clear to you, then you understand that the first period, like whole labor, before you start to push, the key task for you is to relax. So that's why it was so easy for me to stay at home, like up to 5 centimeters. I'm not talking about 10 centimeters that I came to me. It was a surprise when I came to hospital fully dilated. It was a big surprise for me. But I believe, analyzing myself, my behavior, that I was focused on the task to relax. And relax physically, like warm bath, warm shower, or something hot, like hot drink, you know, some hot dish, right? Like physically, you need to be warm. As they say, for oxytocin, you need 3 things. This warmth, right? So silence and darkness. Like you need to create for yourself these conditions, but you need to know first, you need to get the information about that. Like not all the women, they know. But you need really, if you dig into internet, like, you can find this information even there. So you need to be responsible for the delivery, your own delivery. It's not like you come to the doctors and say, please deliver the baby for me. No.
You're in control.
You're in control. You're in control first of all. Of course, again, we're talking about complications. If in case there are complications, the medical staff is there always for you. But just to set your mind, and I'm coming maybe to the second point. Oh no, let me finish actually the first one, because there is this relaxation point. Like the first, you focus on the relaxation, you sleep or you distract your mind from contractions. Maybe housework will help you to distract your mind, or you just sleep, or you, like, depends, or you just
What makes you comfortable.
What makes you comfortable. But you need to prepare in advance to have this list in your mind. I had a list maybe of 100 points of my own relaxation, you know, but I used maybe just 10 or 11 points, but I had that list.
And you were prepared.
I was prepared, and it was very naturally. I'm not talking about breathing techniques, of course, on top of them. But like the second point, when you push, you need to understand that there the task is not to relax, but to work out.
Exactly.
Like there you focus to work out. And when you understand, you saved all your strengths in the first like period of labor.
For that.
Yes, for that, for working out. So this is the first point, the knowledge. The more knowledge you have, unknown is not anymore unknown.
Exactly.
It's known.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
it's really so simple. And even if the medical staff is offering some medication to you, pitocin or some injection or anything, you are aware at least of that, and you make the birth preferences that make you so assured in the whole process. So you are not going to the hospital, oh my God, what's they will do,
happen?
what's gonna happen, what they will do to me.
Yeah.
Nobody will do anything to you
Yeah.
if you know the process itself. So how it's important, and especially when you talk about the birth preferences, like you prepare them with doula or like with somebody who is helping you, and you go to the doctor and to the medical staff, you discuss, you feel, I don't know, 200% sure that you are understood and everybody's in the same boat.
Exactly, this is what I wanted to say. The same language, same points, you know, and at least you know that you have different choices.
Yes.
And you have the right to choose what you want and what you don't want.
This is amazing in Lebanon, by the way.
At least you know what you want and you know what you don't want, and then you would tell them, you know. So yeah, I totally agree with you, and I love the fact that you started with knowledge. I love it because you can't do anything without knowledge, and this is how my journey started actually, you know, because I used to see pregnant women coming to give birth, not knowing anything and confused, confused, and then they would ask questions when they really can't grasp all the information right now, you know, with the intensity of the contraction, it's overwhelming, you know, it's very hard for them to grasp all the information. This is when I started to think, no, really, preparation is really a must, you know.
It's a must.
For the journey to be smooth, comfortable, for the woman to be comfortable, you know, happy with everything happening around and not really confused at all.
Yes, exactly. So the first point is knowledge. I want to tell about, like briefly about two next points that are also important. The second is the right attitude. Actually, I don't know, maybe point number 2 should be point number 1, actually, because maybe with attitude everything starts. Maybe even if you're lacking some knowledge, your attitude will save you somehow, but anyways, knowledge, of course, it's a must. Maybe it's like 2 points that should be that equal, actually, in terms of importance. So, but the right attitude to understand from where pain comes, it comes, we discussed with you that fear brings tension, tension brings pain.
To me, I'm so happy you're saying that and mentioning that, really. It makes the whole difference, you know.
It's a difference, really, in your mind. And when I realized that, of course, when you're in fear, it doesn't matter where exactly. It's not related to the delivery itself, anywhere in your life. Like if you have fear, you are tensed.
You're stuck.
You're tensed, yes, and you start having health issues. It's anywhere. When you're stressed at work, you start having health issues. It's psychosomatics that everybody is discussing now. It's so transparent, it's obvious now. So here the same, and actually I experienced this pain, and I can say that it's not pain like when you're injured or like you have wound or like you're bleeding. It's not this pain, it's just intensive feelings, and I loved also that, you know, expression when you don't use word pain when you talk about delivery and pushing. It's not, and it's really not pain, it's different feeling of, yes, just intensive feeling in your body that something is going on. And okay, you imagine that you are like a flower, you're opening. And then you will close the same way. It's not like you will be exploded. You don't have to imagine the process like this. It should be very smooth, it should be very natural. It's amazing. It's God created, and God gave you the baby, so you should feel and believe that if God is giving you something, He will bring you through this. Like having this attitude in mind, like if it helps you to believe that everything will be perfect, believe in this. I believe in this. Like if something is happening in our life, then it will finish one day. And you know, none woman stayed pregnant, right? Everybody delivered.
Gave birth at some point,
Yes, it ends. It ends.
Yes, of course.
And what's amazing about this pain, or better, intensive feeling, it's not like permanent. It's waves, so you can relax in between. Even some, I think some ladies, they maybe drink coffee in between.
Of course.
It can be like this, especially early labor, up to 5 centi, you can definitely survive, definitely survive. I know that, of course, every woman, every person perceives the pain level differently. or intensive feeling differently. It's yeah, you should take it into consideration. But for that purpose, you need to be active during the pregnancy. You need to do some exercises, work out, at least walking, jogging or stretching, something, because it will help you eventually. Stretching, especially stretching, walking is like the best. You don't need to do it every day, like, I don't know, 1 hour workout heavy. No, just something.
So at least have it part of your plan, right?
Yes, yes, it helps a lot because you feel that you are strong physically also.
And then to push, you need the muscles, you know?
Yes, yes.
You need to be ready for that.
Yes,
so yeah,
exactly.
of course, totally understand, yeah. And I'm so happy that you mentioned the pain and fear and tension cycle, you know, and really the attitude and how you went through your labor. And by the way, because of you, like most of the time when I'm teaching, I try as much as I can not to use pain anymore. I use like intense feeling all the time too, because it's so true. It's all about the attitude. If you go with an attitude like, I'm gonna be in pain, like I'm so afraid of the contractions and contractions are gonna be so painful, it will change things. And when you go like, okay, it's an intense feeling, and it's gonna bring me closer to my baby, then it makes the whole difference, you know? Exactly. So I totally understand that how you view stuff and your internal thoughts will make a huge difference. I'm so happy you mentioned that.
Yes, and you know, it's like coffee. There is mild coffee and there is intense coffee that we're drinking now. So it's like just, you have these feelings. Some ladies during the like menses, right, they feel something similar actually, but during labor, you feel just intense.
Yeah.
But similar feelings. So you can overcome, you survive during your period every month, so it's okay, it's gonna pass. And regarding the attitude, what's important here also, not to think about you, but focus on the baby. Like this is also a part of the attitude generally. Like when you focus on baby, it's like the same. If you focus on pain in life generally, or focus on your difficult situation, you will never find solutions, right? If you focus on solution will really, you will find it. You will see it somewhere. Same here.
So happy about that.
You focus on baby, the baby arriving. You know, after the delivery, I was thinking, oh my God, like right away I told to my husband, really, we are ready for the second one. Like, right
I can get pregnant again, please, right now.
Yes, because anyways, inside of you, you are prepared for something that maybe you will have, especially first delivery, you will have it long, maybe it will be really so intense, and maybe it will be hard, but you will manage to make it. You possess the information, you have the right attitude, you are with God, so everything will happen right. But anyways, you are like preparing yourself. But when you're preparing yourself, but with the good thoughts, anyways, it's really how it ends up. It's amazing for you. It's faster than, really, it was faster for me than I expected. So in coming to the third point, since I mentioned my husband, how it's important, the support team, to have support team, not only on delivery, it's definitely delivery is important, but during pregnancy also, support team, what I call support team, not only like your close relatives or maybe doula, that's really, it's so important for you. Like you're checking up on me even now, you know, 4 months after delivery. Husband or your best friend or your mom, it's like with whom you feel comfortable, and the person like next to you. You cannot push the person to come to support you there. But you know, during the process, when you expect a baby during the pregnancy, it's so important to have support team in terms of the ladies who maybe delivered or now in the process of pregnancy, but who think positively. So I took my online class also, like Russian online class with the Russian-speaking ladies from all over the world. There are 30 ladies in the WhatsApp chat, and we were supporting each other. All of them, they are so positive. So I was talking to myself, I don't want to ask anybody about delivery, like anybody whom maybe I'm not sure what they will share with me, maybe negative story or maybe their pain, or I don't want this, because these are the seeds that they will plant and that you will go with to your labor and delivery too, right? Yes, because it's so unique, like and nobody will have the same delivery as I had, and I will never have it as even my first delivery. The second will be different. Yes, of course, of course. So, but the support team is so important, and you choose the support team. It's not like, oh, everybody sharing with me how it's painful, and on internet you go, but you choose to go to internet. Exactly. I don't know where, and to read all this information, to digest and to put this information into your heart, first of all. And by the way, this is how a lot of women are now deciding to go into elective C-sections.
You know, they choose that they want to have a C-section just because of what they are hearing from their community, from the people they're sitting with, and online, and what they are reading online, you know. So a lot of people are now coming to the hospital and saying, no, I don't even want to give it a try, you know. It's a C-section directly, you know.
Yes, it's very sad. It's very sad, and the knowledge helps you to understand pros and cons, right, of all the medical intervention also, because when you just go, okay, you think only about yourself, not the baby, and you think only about pain, of course, and you perceive it as pain, of course you will ask, please just make me sleep and just give me the baby.
Exactly.
It's going to be like this. But when you understand that it's not so painful and you understand pros and cons of everything, you need to understand the pros also. It's not only about cons in medical intervention. Pros also if you have complications, right? For that, like medical intervention is there. But regarding epidural, like why I was not even having a thought, you know, even 1% of thought in my head if everything will be okay in terms of medical condition of the baby and myself. Never ever.
Exactly.
Even though, you know, I was asked in the hospital so many times, do you want epidural? Please, no.
Stop asking me.
I don't want, but I understand the medical staff because they're used to, like the ladies, they ask themselves, I understand that. And it's normal and it's a right to choose. But at the same time, when you read more about epidural, the consequences, for some ladies it works, for some ladies it don't even work. So you take the epidural, you take the consequences on yourself, but it doesn't work actually during the process, and you feel all the contractions, you feel the pain. So why to risk? Then you read about the consequences maybe on your health. It depends on the anesthesiologist and consequences on the baby sometimes. So since the process, it's not the hospital and it's not the operation for you if everything is good with the health and with the baby. It's a natural process. So you go, you can deliver in your chair, at your chair in the home, right? Like without anything. It's a mindset that you have, and you need to surround yourself with the people who will support you in this, because it's not a legend, it's not a mystery. It's like there are so many cases in the world. And you know, it's the same when you go for internet, for example, you look for pizza with the chicken and ananas. So you go there, if you once you made this search, like the next time, you know, this targeted advertising, how it works, right? It will go like here and there advertising for the pizza for you. The same here, when you go for like C-section, like how C-section is good, or like something about epidural, like you will find more and more articles.
A lot of info coming to you.
Yes, that supports what you search for. So search for good things in life or internet, it works the same.
Exactly, so true,
So God is using targeted ads, you know, how the universe works. It's just quantum physics, I think.
So true. And you know, it doesn't mean that the epidural is wrong, or you know, it's bad if you take the epidural. Sometimes pain is so subjective. I may get a wound, a very small wound, and make a big deal out of it, and I may get a wound and just like go to the hospital alone to get stitches, you know. Pain is really subjective, but all of this is to just send a message across that, you know, if you can do it without it, like Natalya did, then it's possible. And then you can go natural, and then you can feel those intense feelings that will really get you closer to your baby. And I'm sure that at the end of the delivery, you would feel, oh my God, I did it.
Yes,
you know, it's so relieving. And I could see it in your eyes, by the way, you know, at the end that, oh my God, I'm done, you know, like you're looking up and holding your baby and really thinking that, you know, I'm so happy I did it, you know. And again, I go back to the idea of pushing with a smile on her face, you know. And that's really rare, we don't see it, but it really shows the mindset, you know. It really shows the mindset, the attitude, the knowledge that she had, the support she had. Everything she mentioned showed, it was so clear, you know, while you were giving birth, you know, everything you mentioned was so clear. I could see it, you know. So I'm so happy about that, and I'm so happy that we got a chance to, you know, send the message across and let people know that it's possible. If you can do it, if you believe in it, then of course you can do it. So all you need is knowledge, a good attitude, and a good support system.
مظبوط.
Yeah, مظبوط. Okay, so I have the مظبوط from Natalya. I think I'm good.
Yeah, just one thing,
Yeah.
you know, I feel also so supportive to the ladies after all the pregnant women or those who plan the pregnancy and delivery. So I'm really open to those in Lebanon or not in Lebanon. If they want, just mention my page on Instagram. So I'm here to support you with the knowledge or
Yeah.
just with the talk, you know.
Yeah.
When I have time with baby, of course, but I'm really, really open, you
Yeah,
know,
of
because I
course.
understand how it's important. And I also understand that sometimes, like the women, they are pregnant, they work, they do so many things, the housework, the husbands, the family.
A lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff, a lot of pressure, stress, and it's not easy to stay positive all the time. I understand that, and that affects you in a way or another. So you really need some person, at least to share your thoughts and your stress with.
Yes.
That I feel this support in you. Like still, I feel so much. Like all the time you're checking up on me, or I can send you any like message and you're responding. Same way as that night of my labor. It was like every 5 minutes since you're checking up on me. It's really thank you so much for your support, and I'm here, like, you know, when you receive support, you want to support other
again, yeah, of
like
course,
people.
and that's so important. People around really need support from people who went through the same thing and who would go through the same thing. So really, this is why a lot of time, you know, when I have clients who are preparing for labor, I try to have them talk to someone, you know, that I feel will help them, and that really makes a difference. Because at the end of the night, you know, when you want to call someone, you know who would understand you, you know who to call, you know, and especially again, like you said, someone you know would be positive.
Yes.
You know, not someone you're afraid of, you know,
judging, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Or maybe they would be negative, you know, maybe they.
Or maybe they will say, just come on, just calm down, it will pass.
It will pass, exactly.
It's not the support.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So thank you so much, Natalya.
Thank you,
I'm so happy.
Thank you.
And I really hope that one day we'll show them Brian too, right?
Yes,
and show the outcome and the price of all of this, you know, because for you the baby was the prize. So you went through everything so smoothly. So thank you so much for being with us today. And I'm looking forward for, you know, the feedback on our discussion.
Yeah,
Thank you,
you.
Natalya.
Thank you, Cynthia.